Welcome to the 13th chapter with Kayrnix. We're going to start with this mail from Darth Varas about the remnants of Rathari. You serve me well, apprentice. No Rathari's dying screams have sent shockwaves throughout the Sith Order. His death heralds my mountain influence. I have seized Rathari's holdings, dissolved his power base, and reduced his legacy to a forgotten nightmare. Only one scrap remains. Close you will find the last of Rathari's possessions, a prize for skewering the full Sith. You have earned it. A gift for some companion. We are in the orbital monitoring station that we assaulted last chapter, and now it is time to travel to Tattooine. I should have read that, perhaps. One thing I like is this: if you stay in the cockpit, you see the town in the space, the wormhole, the light, travel speed, the planet.
Sands of Tattooine await you, apprentice. I've gleaned much since our interrogation of the Republic agent here on Drummond Cass. I am certain Nomen Karr brought this gifted padawan to Tattooine to train with a legendary master named Yonlock. Years ago, I urged the Dark Council to hunt down and destroy this Jedi. They refused, and Yonlock went into hiding on Tattooine.
Now I have to mop up the Council's mistake.
It won't be the last time. The Dark Council often lacks foresight. Yonlock is the one who brought the Padawan's powers into expression. Now they share a special bond. Find him and destroy him.
I will bring the old man to his knees.
Nomen Karr shelters his prize, so we will draw her out by destroying everything she loves. My servant Sharok Biv will guide you. She's eccentric, an acquired taste, but give her the benefit of the doubt.
I'll give her what she needs to do the job at hand.
And I'm telling you, what she needs is your tolerance. That is all.
New Codex entry, Master Yonlag, warrior. The Jedi Master Yonlag was considered the greatest teacher of his time, a valuable asset to the Jedi Order. He has long been the very model of the Jedi Code, a master of his emotions and unafraid of death. Older now, the Force is still strong with him, and he has many years of wisdom and experience behind him. It was when Nomen Karr brought his padawan to Master Yonlag that her mysterious gift first manifested. Through Yonlag's training, he developed a strong bond with the padawan and believed he will use her abilities to someday lead the Jedi to greatness. So, what is going to be the matter to talk about during the travel in this chapter? The platforms I used to watch anime series, and those are Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Crunchyroll. If I lived in USA, Crunchyroll would be the clear winner on account of content, probably. But living outside of the USA, it's not the same. It's very much close, and I'm not sure. It could be Amazon Prime. I would say Amazon would be better only if it only had more content. So the first thing was Netflix. I've not used Netflix for more than the 3 months I had as a free trial. some time ago. I used it to watch some chapters from Fullmetal Alchemist, the original series, TV series. The one that reached the manga at the middle and then had to diverge with their own plot. It's a good series. And
the harsh sands of Tattooine welcome you. I am Sharak Breve. Our Lord and Master Darth Barris bid me to impart my knowledge of this planet and help you track down the Jedi Master Yanlok.
Just tell me where to find the Jedi.
It is not such a simple matter. You will find Master Yanlok by tracing the path the Padawan and her master took. I can tell you where they started. I followed them to the forbidden lair of the ancient sand demon, a terrible beast. The Padawan left her weapons and entered alone. Impossibly, she returned unscathed.
Now you've got my undivided attention.
The sand demon is the fiercest creature on this planet. You don't just walk into its lair and return without a scratch. I investigated further. The beast was there, also undamaged. And what's most perplexing, its skin was glistening.
That is very confusing. Was it bleeding?
Not blood as from a wound. More like the layer of living gel one is born into the world covered in. What happened in that cave is a mystery. As is where the Padawan and her master went afterwards.
se bombarded it with
There
eggs.
is one man on Tattooine who might be able to explain. SWTOR. He's as old as the sand. Part madman, part soothsayer.
Tell me more about this man.
They say the planet talks to him. He predicts sandstorms and directs search parties to lost children. It will not be easy to speak with Jeef. The small farming settlement where he lives has been overrun by exchange thugs. The exchange hates the Empire for running them out of Mos Ela. They will allow me to pass, but they'll attack you on sight.
They won't see me coming until it's too late.
Then I will meet you at Isabeau Jeef's hut.
And the other series that I went to watch was Helsing. Codex Entry Sharak Breve, Warrior. Loyal servant of Darth Varas, Sharak Breve is a native to Tattooine. Few know the nuances of the desert better than her, and she often works as a scout and tracker. Still, there are hostile regions even she does not dare venture into. Sharak came into Varas' service through an encounter with one of the Sith Lord's earlier apprentices. What happened between them is something neither Sharak nor Varas will discuss, but Sharak ultimately willingly swore to aid Varas should he ever call. And my series seem like the amount of content, anime content in Netflix wasn't big, but wasn't especially short either. I would say it had some more than Amazon Prime, at least as I can access to from Spain. And it's by far the worst of the three, simply because the subtitles were completely in the verge of just calling them shameful. In Helsing, there was nothing good. The tone in which the characters addressed each other didn't fit at all with the language used in the Japanese speech, in the voice. I watched everything that I can in the original language with subtitles when necessary. and watching anime I've picked a few things. So you had a character talking to the other in the formal manner, with the verbs terminating masu, masen, masta, and the subtitles were in a very familiar and informal way, like, hey dude, what you want? Very bad subtitles. I haven't checked again to see how big the anime library in Netflix is. It's possible that it has grown quite a bit since then, and maybe for Spain in terms of content it could be the best, but if they are still the same rubies that they were in terms of subtitles, it would still fall for me as the worst of the three. Mosul. Before the Empire converted the city into a garrison, Mosilla was a settlement largely overrun by exchange outlaws and smugglers. The local farmers and traders who made up the bulk of the population were at the mercy of the crime syndicate, which found Tattooine to be a perfect base of operations. When Imperial troops landed unannounced and swept all opposition out of the city, the residents reacted with mixed emotion, glad to see the exchange gone, certain of their new imperial masters. This is not the first time Mos Elias local authority has been deposed. The settlement was originally built as a trading post with the assistance of local Yawas and was governed by a Yawa council. The non-Yawa population had no problem with this arrangement, despite the unpredictability of the Yawa-built machines. Rather, it was the arrival of the exchange that forced the Yawas out and sought outsider Yawa relations in the region. Not the very best text, I will say. It makes you expect like they are going to tell you about a lot of power struggles and people being ousted out and replaced. But instead it's mostly that the players were stable under the Java Council until the exchange arrived and ruined them with their thugs. So Netflix is the worst simply because the subtitles they use are so incredibly bad that I don't trust at all that what the subtitles say is what the characters are saying. And that's as good as I can. I cannot trust that what I'm saying is what I'm watching. It's what it's supposed to be. I stopped watching the Helsing series. The chapter that I watched of Full Metal Alchemist was not as bad, but still quite bad, so I also stopped that. I let the free month go away without really doing anything more. I didn't watch anything else. Now then, the next is Netflix. It is clear that Netflix has, or I think it is, in Spain, it is despite everything that will be said after but that's in the USA. In regards to the subtitles, Crunchyroll is quite better than Netflix, but still not perfect. With my starting level of Japanese.
The world is weeping, and the tears evaporate in the heat of our sins.
I think you mean from the heat of our suns, Isabeau.
No, child. There is a dark presence, newly arrived on Tattooine.
Ah, Sith. You made it. The hostiles outside were no match for you, I see.
They tried to stop me. They failed.
Failure can be contagious, and hard to dispel once contracted. You are the Seeker Sharak spoke of. You wish to understand the Jedi's purpose in the lair of the Sand Demon.
You see it correctly.
My eyes may be aged and failing, but my mind sees.
Please, Isabeau, make haste. Tell my friend what you know. I will remain here after to hear your wisdom.
Fine. Gather close. Few are aware that Tattooine was once a place of positive Force energy. Jedi made pilgrimages here to renew and purify. The sands speak of a ritual called the Demon's Blood. This is likely what the Jedi that Sharak witnessed was engaged in.
I don't appreciate dramatic pauses.
Breath does not come as easily for the aged Dark One. The Demon's Blood. A Jedi seeking enlightenment would cover himself in fresh Sand Demon blood and enter the village of the Savage Ones. Cowering before the Demon Slayer, the Savage Ones would reveal the path to self-discovery and to that which the Slayer seeks.
According to Sharak, the Padawan did not slay the beast.
There must be another way to bathe in the beast's blood, but you'll have to discover that for yourself, if you care to. To know where this Jedi girl went, you'll have to perform the ritual yourself, and then see if the Savage Ones speak.
It's not much to go on, but it will do.
That is everything I have. If everything is not much, then perhaps nothing is everything.
Here are the coordinates you will need. After you face the Sand Demon, I will meet you at the Sand People compound. If the legend is true, and the Sand People have something to offer you, I wish to see it with my own eyes.
This will be the defense indeed.
All better.
Double experience event going on. Well, I was saying Crunchyroll with my level of Japanese. I can tell that it is it's better, but still not better. It is not turning. I'm lagging. The cooldown is frustrating, annoying. And it seems that what the subtitles say that the characters say seems to be in accordance to the spirit of what they say, at least. But still they do several changes that will apparently not making changes to the spirit of what is being said. It's still kind of lazy of not getting purely translated what is an exact equivalency.
Displaying all authorized destinations.
Some of those, in general, there are minor, from what I can tell, are minor things. Like, for example, this thing that they do a lot, and which is stupid. I don't see why they will do that, and what justification is for that. So the voice let's say Mikasa and Eren from Attack on Titan, which I don't like really. Some of the words, the dialogue is there, and I think it's overrated. It could be great, but I don't think it's
You're good to go.
as much as it ought to be. I don't like it. Let's say Mikasa says, Eren, something or other. Subtitle says, brother, something or other. Then in another scene, Mikasa says, brother, something or other. Subtitle says, Eren, something or other. Why, when the characters address the other by name, the subtitles change the name by the title, be either the family relationship, the working relation, the working position, or whatever. And when they address by the family relationship or the working position, they change that for the name. There's no sense to do that. Use the name when the characters when the voice say the name. Use the title when the characters say the title. From other things that I can tell, it seems like the spirit of what it's being told is kept. But that doesn't fill me with confidence. Although I know that they're actually saying what the subtitles say. They're saying. I know it's not going to be too far from what they say, so I know I can trust that to some extent I'm getting what the series is about, what they're telling, what they're saying. So I can more or less get the content as it is meant to be. But really, how can I trust that whenever something that requires some nuance of what is being said, of between meanings and small things that can change the interpretation of a phrase or a sentence, that can change by a word of a way of saying the mood of the character of the scene, that they are respecting that in the subtitles. Why, if I see a character that says something to the other character, and the other character seems to react in a way that doesn't feel like it matches what has been said, how do I know that it's the series making the character overreact or underreact to something? Or it is that the subtitles are bad enough that they under-deliver or over-deliver the tone and what is being said by the character that spoke. Normally, I believe, I can trust that what is being said by the characters or the voiceover and what is in the subtitle match, if not in a precise way, at least by spirit. Quite better than Netflix, but still I would like it to be better. at least to think that if something doesn't to have complete trust that what is in the subtitles matches what is being said, or that if it doesn't match exactly what is being said, it's more about it being very hard to translate problems specific to some phrases and constructions of the Japanese language that are simply not existing in English, and if it doesn't match and it's just an approximation, it's simply because it can't be more than an approximation. Dewback. Dewbacks are omnivorous reptiles that originated on Tattooine, where settlements, monster farmers and sand people alike use them as work beasts and transportation, and where wild dewbacks still roam the planet's deserts and canyons. Over time, the study creatures have been exported to other worlds and found similar utilitarian niches elsewhere. Centuries ago, Cerca Corporation scientists attempted to breed war dewbacks that were larger and more aggressive than their easily domesticated cousins. Although the scientists eventually succeeded, the project was written off as a failure when the test head broke out of its enclosure and rampage through the research facility. And now we go into what is the worst problem with Crunchyroll, and that is for foreigners, for people outside of the United States. The problem with that is, let's kill this first. If you live in America, you buy such amount, I think it's around 40 euros per year. It's cheap at least. That is the half that it costs in the USA. And this season, the summer season, it's exactly fair because we seem to get a decent amount of content that might well be around half of the content that I would get if I were in America. However, most of the time there is very little content in comparison to America. I would say not even a tenth. This summer season it looks to be one of the best. I can watch no less than, I think, 5 or 6 series from this current season. Another season, I don't think I could watch more than 2 that I was interested. There were many days that I only saw currently updated video series, like one update, and some other series that are old, crammed there to make it look like there are more series available of the current season than there actually are. For example, in this season for yesterday, for Tuesday, for Monday, in currently updated series, there were 4 videos, but of the 4 videos, 3 were from seasons that passed, series that have long been finished and are not updated anymore.
Nobody better mess with us now.
It was taking quite a bit. it's going. I think it is lag that I'm having quite the big lag.
Now.
There is a myth that I've read somewhere that Crunchyroll charges you the same wherever you are, either if you are in America or you are outside and your amount of content is greatly diminished. That's wrong. As I just looked at, you are indeed just being charged half at least in Spain, and I guess that's outside of the USA. Granted, the amount of content that is cut normally is more than the price cut you get, but still is kind of fire, I guess.
You're good to go. And now what's left is Amazon Prime. What's the biggest issue? The two issues that Amazon Prime has, two cons. They are one big and one not really that big. The big one is the lack of content. They really have very little content. Only a handful of series. The other potential issue, the other minor issue, is that chapters are released with 1 week of delay from the Japanese release. But in my mind, that's not really an issue, because from the few anime series that I've watched in Amazon, but that delay of 1 week serves is to have
better quality subtitles. Then in Sciences there is the problem, as you can imagine, that my level of understanding of Japanese, is not really big. And it's very primary, it's very basic. So it is quite possible that the subtitles of Amazon Prime are not really any better than the subtitles of the other services. But at least at my level of Japanese, I can't tell of anything like the others do. As far as I know, or I don't remember from what I watched the recreators, and now I paid more attention to that kind of thing recently when I watched the first 3 chapters of Vinland Saga, which looks a good series. They don't make any error, any change in the subtitles from what is being said that I can tell. If there are errors, they are not errors that I can identify with my level of Japanese. An ancient sun demon is in the far corner of the cavern. It has not noticed yet.
I really don't have a good feeling about this.
And if the subtitles are really better than all the rest are correct, if the subtitles are better than the other, don't contain errors, and any errors are those of very high level, where grammatical constructions in Japanese. The sun demon is clearly incensed at your intrusion. Your sense that it will attack in an instant. That don't have a proper equivalence in English, and so the translation need to do something to approximate what the Japanese do, and they do, even if they might not always nail it as close as they would like. Then I think that week is well worth it. So far I can say that with Amazon anime series I can trust that what I'm reading in the subtitles correspond to what is being said by the characters. I have not been given any reason to doubt that there is change in what is being said. That's a big plus. Problem is, as I said, the big lack of content. There is only a handful of series. Not all that good. As for the user interface, it's very similar between them. Oh, and the final thing about Crunchyroll. And I don't know in the web, but in the Android app, you still have to watch every now and then. It's not often, it's more rare, but you still have to open the application to watch some series and open it into a full screen ad of something that they're promoting. Very annoying. I don't care if it's self-promotion. I'm paying for the 10th of the content. Don't make me watch adverts. Don't fill my screen with adverts. If it's a series you are releasing, I can see it in your series decision or in the recently updated videos. And if I am interested in them, I'm going to watch them. And if I'm not going to be interested in them, I'm not going to watch them. And I'm not going to watch them even if you fill my screen with a fucking ad. And if you want to promote something outside of anime videos, leave it in a corner, in a tab of new things. We have partnered with this thing. Check it out. Like some months ago, I got event sponsored with Crunchyroll, so this mobile game, gacha game for a game that tries to get you money with microtransactions, so the typical of gacha games. Do it in the news. We've partnered with this game. Watch it, play it, check it out. But don't film me in my screen, I'm paying no, and I'm still going to watch adverts. Even if it's rare, I don't want that. On top of having greatly cut the contents I can't access. Thing is, with Amazon Prime, I still sometimes get that full screen, new Amazon exclusive. Damn it, when I open in the homepage, on the top of there is a slide where it tells me latest new in Amazon Prime, this series. That doesn't make me watch a full video advert of your series. I have them there. If I want to watch them, I watch them. And that's all. So, currently, if the subtitles are good, I will stay with Amazon Prime. And I would want new anime to be released in Amazon Prime. If content was in Spain as it is in United States, obviously Crunchyroll would win. Because from what I can tell, the mistakes of the translations are usually minor things. But ideally, content of Amazon America with the subtitle quality of Amazon Prime, and if to get the quality of subtitles of Amazon Prime means delay in the release in the West, I say so be it, it's worth it. Well, attack stand stoically, step back submissively. No, why in hell Kayrnix will step back submissively? Stand stoically, it could be bad. It will attack.
Forget subtlety.
It's just wants to bath in his blood. Let's get, well, that didn't work to get them attacking me, so Bed can heal me.
Nobody better mess with us now.
Oh, it's finished, yes.
Oh, yuck! So much blood! If I knew we were gonna literally bathe in it, I would have waited outside. And the smell, oh, gag! We're gonna stink for days! What if
You
it
are
never is
told.
off?
I can make it worse. You'll be extra annoying, or I can make it worse. I can
I
make
can
it
cut off
worse.
your nose if you like.
No, that's alright. I'm sure I'll get used to it. Yeesh. So, let's get out of the stink pit, huh?
You took the words out of my mouth.
Lead the way.
Well, that being able doesn't mean I want to keep smelling something that stinks like that sun demon. If not for the tall tiles of the shared nomads and a few grainy satellite reconnaissance images, Tattooine's so-called sun demon would be considered a myth. Though aside, the sun demon is feared by all other life on the planet, including the mighty Krayt dragon, for the sun demon is the Krayt's only predator. Some stories report that the beast is capable of sand swimming, gliding underneath the surface of the desert, as if it were wetter. Others climb its paws through rock using its hardened, talon-like legs. Cave paintings suggest that sand people believe the sand demon devours the life essence of its victims, growing stronger and tougher with each kill. They depict stories of centuries-old demons that have become immune to injury, a warning heeded by even the most skeptical outsiders. It's time to get out of this cave, where combat might have been a bit better had it not been marred with the luck that I'm having. Sometimes I've received emails about offering me a new month of free trial of Netflix. And perhaps I will take one of those. And in that case, I will tell you about my thoughts once I've tested and checked if the subtitles are still the same piece of crap. Or perhaps they've improved them. Yep, I still like this class. Cave there. I'm not going to enter there. I'm just going to get through these people. I thought that thunder and assault was not really needed. Let's hope no ambush. It's not going to be long, or perhaps a bit longer than I think. Let's do this. And then when we do the last...
All better.
When we do the last, no. When we do the next chapter, perhaps I will be fast traveling to the next spot of relevance and save the new chapter, the trip, the walk from side to side. We're going to talk to an elder, aren't we? Search the hut for clues. Skull. Search the hut for clues.
I trailed and observed your descent here. I could not believe my eyes. The Sand People all ran from you. What transpired inside the Sand Demon Cave that makes this so?
It was an epic battle, and I killed the beast.
You have bathed in the demon's blood. Its essence fills the air. Now, Isabeau said that this is where your path will be illuminated. But there doesn't seem to be anything here. Wait! On your guard, Offworlder. One of the Sand People approaches.
Sand People summon goers and grunts. Pause before you and hold out a weathered parchment. Take the parchment.
I'll take that.
Sand person both once
I've
more
never
and
seen
then
one of the
flees.
Sand People approach an outsider in peace. This
I
parchment the
could
Sand
have
Person
killed
brought is
him.
remarkable. It is a crude but very clear map of the desert. It marks a door carved into the wall of the Desert Wound Ravine. But I've mapped this ravine and there is no such door.
Tell me anything else important about the area.
I can tell you that humans are very low on the food chain there. The ravine marks the farthest I or anyone I know of has dared venture. Here are the coordinates. I will follow stealthed, using the dune's shadows.
Then I'll see you there.
You won't see me until I wish to be seen. Head deeper into the desert, and you will find the Desert Wound Ravine.
Whatever, it's lady. Defense writing, so that's not well. Equip this. New abilities. And rage immediately generates 6 rage. City Warrior 4th choke. This is sort of a kind of stun ability. And now let's watch it. 26 to reverse for that, 24 passive. Training Scream and Force Scream causes the target to bleed for 125 internal damage over 6 seconds. So this has to bleed the Shatter and Force Scream. Since form utilises an aggressive lightsaber form, this will be a bloodbath, yes. Mass and vengeful as Malam. Spread your bleed effects to all targets. They damage if at least one of the targets is already affected by your blades. In addition, sweeping slash deals 25% more damage to bleeding targets. So that means in the new rotation it should be something like jump in, ravage, burst scream, vicious slash, smash, ravage, actually better. Force charge into one target. Force scream into that target. Pick a second, or even better. Force charge into target number 1. There is force charge in attacker number 1. The enemy number 1. Ravage into enemy number 2. If there is a number 2, if there is a number 3, force scream into the 3rd. If there is a 4th, shatter into the 4th. Hoping that the 4 of them will be onto me. An air. Then smash to get the 4 with both bleeding effects. Then ravage. And gone from there. And this is going to be all for this chapter. Thanks for watching. Anybody who has watched it, like or not, and subscribe or not. Goodbye.